Today's edition of NFL Daily is presented by Vincero Collective. If you're not familiar with them, they make exceptionally crafted and stylish watches at affordable prices, like this one right here, or this one right here as well. They take care of you. They make you feel good, look good, play good. Vincero Collective is awesome. 20% off and free shipping when you use promo code CHAT over at VinceroCollective.com/chat. Here's what's coming up on today's edition of NFL Daily. So Davante Adams drama, the latest Dak Prescott injury news, Odell Beckham news and updates. Ron Rivera has made some interesting comments. He's backtracked on Carson Wentz and plenty of injury updates. Let's begin, though, with the Davante Adams situation, one of the more unexpected, odd, unusual, whichever adjective, noun, whatever the proper syntax grammar is there, that I think we've seen in a while. So the latest update is that Davante Adams has been charged with a city ordinance violation for his post-game shove of the photographer in the Chiefs, or following the Chiefs-Raiders game. Now, I will make note that is a lesser charge than you'll get for like a normal state misdemeanor for assault, but that has been filed and whatnot, so that is going on currently for Davante Adams. Now, he faces a fine of between $250 or $1,000, somewhere in that range, and or a jail sentence of up to 180 days. Now, the fine and jail sentence don't really match up to me, but I digress. We also know this. Davante Adams ain't going to jail. I think we all know that. I think at some level this is all right, Mr. Photographer Man, I'll write you a check, and we'll all let bygones be bygones. And Photographer Man secures the bag, and Adams gets to move on with his life and focus on things that matter. But there is a potential NFL fine or suspension coming Davante Adams' way. Now, make no mistake, the cameraman appeared late in the frame, and that is a real, especially look at the other angles that are out there, thing that happened for Adams. He also still pushed him down. It's also not like assault. Like, we know what assault looks like. I don't think that's what it is. Oh, by the way, all Davante had to do, help him up. And this isn't even a conversation right now. The NFL is not in a major rush at this point because the Raiders are on bye this week. Then it's the Houston Texans, Saints, and Jags. Now, I will make note the NFL likes to let the criminal process play out, but this is a unique situation because it came on the football field. And we also know this, that the NFL has all the information they would ever need because they were the ones filming it. So it's kind of it's a different situation than, say, Alvin Kamara, speaking of that Saints game. Since his criminal case is still ongoing, NFL lets that play out. They don't have to take the same approach here with Davante Adams because they literally have all the information they would ever need. So I want you guys to sound off for me with today's pinned comment. Should Davante Adams be suspended? Why for yes and for no? I lean no. I don't think it's that bad. You give him a fine, everyone moves on. He pays the photographer, we're all good there. But this is your safe space to have an opinion. Head down to the pinned comment, type in Y for yes or N for no. Let's talk quarterback stuff now, beginning with Dak Prescott, as he is likely not going to start this week for the Cowboys against the Eagles. His rehab shall continue. Dak did throw after practice today for the Cowboys. He'll join their quarterback school, which is not the most impactful thing in terms of getting on the field, but it's the first step in the Cowboys process there. He just needs more time from that thumb injury to fully ramp up. Mike McCarthy said this today. We are preparing for Cooper Rush to start against the Eagles. That shouldn't be the most shocking outcome. Dak did not practice at all last week. McCarthy said he wants a full week. If you see Dak get even a limited session on Thursday or Friday, that's probably a good sign of him being able to go next week against the Detroit Lions. Some juicy Odell Beckham stuff coming up next, but speaking, that's a man with great swagger and great, style. Thank you, Jack. Vincero also helps you elevate your style game, but not at the costs that you would normally expect. This is a much more affordable price tag. Other premium handcrafted watches like the ones you can get from Vincero Collective have insane markups. Not the case with Vincero Collective. You could have a high quality and lasting timepiece without going broke. Talking about exceptionally crafted, ethically made products for today's most ambitious people. Look good at the office or outside of the office. And they're only offering this big of a discount for a limited time. So don't wait or it will be too late. Get 20% off and free shipping site-wide with code CHAT at VinceroCollective.com/chat. Support our show and use code CHAT at VinceroCollective.com. I promise you, you will find something that fits your style and does not break your bank either. Shop Vincero today. Spend some more time on Cooper Rush here first, then Odell Beckham. Rush has done a better than expected job, and I think that is like the easiest way to frame it with what he's been able to do so far as the Dallas Cowboys' shockingly undefeated backup quarterback. He's been way better than expectations. But the Cowboys' offense hasn't been good. Here are some of the numbers for the Cowboys' offense so far this year. You're talking about an offense that's league average in points per game, near the bottom in yards per game, middling in passing yards, better in rushing yards, done a great job not turning the football over. We'll go full nerd stats here. Expected points added per game, which is like this play should get you this many. It's like a pick six gets you huge points added, right? It's a massive amount. Also helps even out like if you have like a 98-yard run taken down at the 1, it's not quite the full 6, but it's pretty much 6. So it evens things out from like the value of big time plays there. The Cowboys are below average in that stat, .005. It's not going the way it should be going. They're 18th overall in that statistic. The offense is being carried by a fantastic defense. So you should want Dak Prescott back because that offense, when he's been healthy, which is a different, longer, more in-depth conversation in terms of the injury and the status there, you want him back because that offense has been a top scoring and passing and total yards offense with Dak healthy. There's another level for this Cowboys team. I think it's pretty clear to Dak Prescott, but again, I believe in democracy, so you guys can vote. CR for Cooper Rush or DP for Dak Prescott. When they're both healthy, let me know in the comment section. Let's talk Odell Beckham now, as there's more and more with Mr. Beckham himself here. I call it his free agency tour. It's continuing right now. The latest reports are that Odell Beckham will not be ready to play until maybe mid-November. And each time I was like, late October, early November. Seems like that's now early November, mid-November. He's in no rush to sign, because why should he be? He should wait, maximize his playing time, his chance at a title, and his money relative to like the individual game checks by choosing to wait. Now, in some replies, Odell Beckham had this to say on Twitter today. LA knows where I wanted to be, but they didn't offer me anything. So I don't know what people want me to do. I definitely know my worth, and what the offer was isn't reflective of that. Tough to say that I can come back, even though I thought I finally found that home. But yes, Elliott treated me normal and special in the same breath. We see how that played out for both sides. I went to win a title there, knowing the risk of playing without an ACL. Then I got the lowest of low offers after that, going to next season, impossible. Now, Sean McVay said, the first offer isn't the same as our final offer. Clearly, Odell Beckham unhappy about that one. So where do you think eventually Odell Beckham ends up signing? Let me know in the comment section. And while you're down there, you can click this video link. My boy Tyler Jones broke down some of the top Odell Beckham destinations earlier, I should say late last week, and LA was on there, but maybe in the right spot, especially in light of the Odell Beckham comments. So again, make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss out on anything here at Chat Sports. Hit that big red button and join us, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Let's talk Carson Wentz, the Commanders, Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera asked why the Commanders are behind other teams in the NFC, and his response was quarterback, which is blaming Carson Wentz. Now, Rivera did in that same press conference try to clarify, those guys have had their quarterbacks in there longer, and that's what I meant, that the familiarity for the system is there, which I have thoughts on that we'll get to in a minute. But first, here was what Ron Rivera also said the next day. Said he apologized to his team. I told them I said some things that were misconstrued. I didn't present them properly. That's on me. I took accountability, told the guys I should know better. Shit, I had a bad day, so I figured I was feeling better today. Let's move forward. Look, Carson Wentz is not a great QB. I think we know that. We should acknowledge that by now, unless you're calling Cowherd. But I also make this point. The Commanders chose him. They chose to trade for Carson Wentz. The Cowboys have been playing a backup QB that has been cut multiple times in his NFL career. He was a Giants quarterback just a few years ago, briefly spent some time there. The Giants have an all-new staff in, and they're 4-1. Here's my issue with Ron Rivera. We can blame Carson Wentz, that's fine. Your coach can't be saying it. Most importantly, Ron doesn't like taking accountability. Like, he's made comments all year long about, we've only got so much talent. I'm like, you're making the choices to build this team. Ron Rivera has immense power in Washington. So, at a certain point, the buck stops with Ron Rivera, and that's not how he tends to handle things publicly in the media. And I don't care for that all that much. So, who you got in a very critical game for the Commanders this week? They lose this game. Man, they're in really rough shape. You're sellers, and then maybe you got to start making some changes overall with your coaching staff long term. Who you got? Thursday Night Football. B for the Bears, C for the Commanders. Spend a little bit of time here on some injury updates as well. Jonathan Taylor, I'm going to label him as questionable. Did not practice today. A little bit worried about that one. We'll see his status. Tua has been ruled out. Skylar Thompson is going to start. Tua could be back, though, next week. Tyreek Hill, I'll label him as probable. Not a real designation, by the way. Probable. NFL got rid of it, but he should play. Same with Aaron Rodgers. Minor thumb. Head coach says he's going to play. I believe him there. Trey White is getting closer. Not back this week, but heading in the correct direction. And Kyle Pitts, I'll put down as questionable. He says he's going to play. Maybe Arthur Smith will actually throw him the football.